Yeah, one time. Let me one time, I can return the favor. Can't give you my all, cause I'm focused on getting paper. I can give you my loyalty, I'll give you my heart later. Play them.
Clive, welcome to our podcast.
Thank you very much.
How are you feeling today?
Always good.
It's a pleasure to have you.
Thank you.
Tell me, when did you fall in love with football?
I think when I moved out of Harfield, which that was the apartheid era, and I came to stay where I'm staying at the moment in the Athlone area, and I think there were about 4 fields that were available for kids to play, and soccer was the number one sport. So automatically I fell in love with the game.
In the Athlone.
In the Athlone area.
And what school did you attend?
I attended Sunnyside Primary, and from there Belgravia High.
Belgravia High, is that where was the soccer then?
I actually showed Dot a photo where my first year we played barefoot. In fact, everybody's barefoot, so nobody had boots. Yeah, so there was sporties. There was soccer and rugby at the school.
And your first club was football?
My first club was Aurora. I think there was only under 10s or under 12s. So if you were younger than that, you would play 10C or 10D, a lower league or a weaker league, I'm not too sure. But I played for them for about 5 years before I left them. And when I left them, I joined Glendene.
Was Glendene a professional team at that
No,
stage?
they were amateur club in fact. It so happened that there was a guy called Mohammed Daries in my class, and we played school football together, and we were in the same class, and he told me that his brother started a club, which was I think 1969, 1970, and whilst playing for Aurora, I used to play for Glendene on a Sunday, and I started enjoying it. And what drew me to the Daries home was that his brother had a full-size snooker board upstairs.
Oh.
And then after school I would just run down, because this is something new, this is something challenging. I mean, I've never seen this sport before. And I think it drew me to Glendene in fact.
So tell us about your career at Glendene.
Yeah, Glendene, I think everything started for me at Glendene. I think I was about 14 years old, 15 years old. And then played for Glendene in 1972. Yeah, we joined, we were affiliated to Turtle, and then we started. And as I said, I played under 16 for Glendene. And the nice part about Glendene is that Patty Dolly, very well-known sports person, and he used to help Cape Town Spurs out with kit or whatever they needed. And then normally we'll play a curtain raiser for the Cape Town Spurs game. And I think that's when I started loving the game even more and looking at the game in fact. And in 1972, I think Cape Town Spurs, I think, had a thrashing by their opponents, Glendene. And obviously the players were aging, they were getting older, replacements. And I looked at Patty Dolly and I said, Patty, can replace those centre backs, man, And the following year, they signed. Believe it or not.
And how old were you then?
I was 15, turning 16 in that year.
And then from the time when you were playing, what was Cape Town Spurs in terms of like attracting fans? Was it did you have a big following?
Spurs always had their following in Cape Town. I remember we played on a Monday night, and we used to draw a good crowd on a Monday night. Yeah. That's it.
And then during that time, there was of course the South African soccer was divided. So the Federation, League, NPSL, and NFL.
Yeah, that came in, I think we left in 1979. I think that was just about the change when the NFL, which was the white league, I think they started to crumble, fall. And we went to join Cape Town City, 8 of us. So I think we made room for, the up and coming Cape Town Spurs guys who took over, in fact, like Calvin Peterson. Who was the other one? Keith Baker. Yeah. Sorry, there's quite a few others that, made the debut when we left in 1979. And I think Patty Dolly also took over as coach or manager. And I think he recruited Bobby as his coaches.
Bobby Solomon.
Yes, because Bobby was playing, I think, in Johannesburg for Diamonds. Not sure for Diamonds, but he was playing. And they recruited him back to Cape Town. So yes, I think that was the start of the change of competition and that happened. I think it was the NPSL.
Yes.
And then became the NSL in something.
NSL with that breakaway done by Kaiser Hotel. Yes.
And I think it was George Towell League, NSL's league, part of the federation as well.
Yeah.
Get together. So I played in all those leagues, and I played. I started 1973 to 1979 with Spurs. 78, sorry. 79 went to City. And then went back to amateur. And then 82 I came back to help Glendene in the league federation. I left in the next year. In 84 I went back to Cape Town Spurs. Signed up with Cape Town Spurs until 1988.
And what is the difference with Cape Town Spurs when they were in the federation compared to when they...
Look, when the federation started, they were quite strong. I think they lost their momentum when there was no funding. And when I went to 79 to Cape Town City, I think the NPSL, I think it was a bit stronger. And obviously there was fun, there was better money.
Yeah, that's right. The experience at the experience you had at Cape Town Spurs and Cape Town City, what is the...
Look,
was it better? Or?
I won't say it's better. I've always just tried to improve myself and have an enjoyable time. But I think that the big difference with Cape Town Spurs and Cape Town City, Cape Town City had a lot of experienced players, and that helped me a lot. They used to encourage me what to do, made things much easier, because I think the difference also with Federation or Cape Town Spurs and Cape Town City was that there wasn't good coaches in the Federation, but there was good coaches in NFL. Okay, that was the difference really. I was being coached and told this is what you do, this is what you look out for. I was just trained to get fit at the Federation at Spurs, because if you had to pick up what you saw maybe on TV or reading books, basically.
Yeah.
So you weren't really coached in Federation or Cape Town Spurs, really. It's just the experience of the managers that had previous experience in top class football.
And if I'm not mistaken, weren't a lot of players and coaches who were involved in the English Premier League when they come to the NFL?
That's correct, yes, yeah. They will come to the end of their career, but I mean, with a little experience, they will help you. And now I think I had my best season. I think I had my best season, 17. Yeah.
And then you end up at Clyde. What year did you end up at Clyde?
Ooh, that was after I think I left Spurs, as I said, 88. I went to a club called Moonlighters for a couple of years, and then I joined Clive as a coach.
And
for the first years.
How was Clyde at that stage? Were they a top team or?
No, they weren't a top team. You know, you had to build up and recruit what you had.
Yeah.
Because I believe that you work with what you got, you know, not what you have to buy or, you know, as I told you earlier, a lot of coaches want instant success.
Yeah.
They don't have the patience to coach. They don't have the patience to build a team. Because, you know, then their CV looks bad. So that's why I never got a good top job, because my CV is always been bad.
Because you focus on the...
Now I focus on, you know, from nowhere to somewhere.
Yeah.
It's not always that I'm going to win, but at least, you know, try to build up.
And then in terms of where you look at currently in South African football is, and we'll start with it, Cape Town, from a Cape Town perspective.
Look, this is the same old thing. You build a house from the bottom, the foundation's got to be strong. If your admin is not strong in the foundation, then everything is going to crumble. Today we want to build a house from the roof downwards, you know, it's going to crumble. If we put more emphasis on youth football or primary school, give us 5 years and we'll be there.
If I had to put you in a position now, say for example you are a president of SAFA, what would be your plan for us to be in the 2030 World Cup?
I'll get the experienced guys and I'll put them in primary schools. Right, we'll have a plan of action at every region. I'm talking about not only Cape Town, but Joburg, you know, where you can have a mini Bafana team or a mini Guyana team, okay? Get them together at a Bosparan, you know, wherever, and then select your team from there.
And then coaching wise, and also because I feel we don't have a playing identity.
Yes, that's because we're not utilizing the experienced players. You know, they're available, but they also need to be remunerated. And because there's no funding, you know, why must I do something if I'm not getting paid for it? You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
I mean, you're not going to put somebody there and not pay somebody. You've got to pay somebody and say, right, you know, you're helping out, you know, at least here's something. I mean, there's a lot of legends out there that would love to help out.
And then from a smaller scale, Cape Town. Because Cape Town is also not competing too nicely if you look at. So what would be done if you were the SAFA Cape Town president?
Look, the thing is, you know why we're not competing is because the thing is, the guys feel that if they're doing well, they need to be paid more money. And where do they get the money? They look at other clubs from Johannesburg, which is easy. If you look at our players realistically, you'll see that most of them, they don't earn the money in Cape Town. So the next step is to go to Johannesburg to earn the money. And let's face it, they make it out there. So if our Cape Town clubs can pay the guys according to their ability, we will be there to compete. Look, if you look back, and I'm looking at my time when I was a youngster from 10 years old to say about 30, you know, Western Cape used to, you know, every year just win every competition, every age group. Now it's not like that anymore. Why? Because of amalgamation. Your elite schools don't want to compete or play in townships because there's always danger. So what do? They don't play. And that's our problem at the moment. It's the crime factor, holding us back from competing within the Western Cape.
And what role do schools have in towards like developing South African soccer?
Look, I'm not sure what's happening at the school at this moment in time. Maybe you should ask somebody that's involved. But I'm not even sure. They're supposed to be like central region, the southern region in the Western Cape, but I'm not sure what's happening and who's in charge or who's running the program. I'm not sure. I think SAFA wanted to do something, but I'm still not sure what's happening.
Yeah, as I know with SAFA, it is there in theory, there is a schools league, which also happens like regionally up to nationally. But in terms of like with a lot of things, it's all on paper, but implementation is not quite there.
Yeah, that's the problem. That's a big problem. I think also to add on that as well, it's also become a cost factor for the schools as well. So, with the rising cost of petrol, my goodness, you always say that the big problem is you have in schools being transported from the townships, from different places to other schools with, 10 kilometers, 20 kilometers from where they stay. So that's become a problem. So as soon as the school bell rings, soccer, it's become a big problem, a major problem.
Outside of football, isn't that also like a role that the government can play in terms of like sports, recreational department?
It should be.
The schools,
they should look at the problem and say, right, what can we do to implement or better the problem for that matter. But look, if I'm getting a nice package of salary, why should I object? So that could also be the problem.
And then just on that, there was a governing body called SACOS, the South Africa Council of Sports.
Yes, I was the captain of the SACOS basically. So, can't even remember what year, but 82.
Yeah. What
Look, I'm not a politician, so I've been a defector.
Yeah.
Double defected, in fact.
Tell us more.
Look, by going over to play for Cape Town City,
okay.
I became a defector. When I came back, which I didn't want to come back, but Daries asked me to come back. So I said, well, write the letter and I'll sign it. But I'm not a... Look, SACOS, to me, it's a good thing, but unfortunately, I just wanted to play a sport. I never knew about politics. I just wanted to compete and find out if I can compete out there and do my best.
Yeah.
That's all I wanted to do. Not even the money bothered me really. I just wanted to play and be a team man. That's all.
Yeah.
We can go into another time with what we've earned basically, but we've earned absolutely nothing.
Then I think lastly, obviously like now we always talk about people. What would you give advice to a youngster now looking at that 2030 vision?
I keep on telling the youngsters you've got so much with them. If you look at the ladies who they are getting to the last 60, what you can earn. Or I mean, some of them will be recruited maybe overseas, who knows? And what they'll be earning as well to our land. So there's plenty for them, and they just got to work hard and believe in themselves, believe in God Almighty, and can't go on.
Okay, I think thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much.
We'll have more of these when we have more time as well.
Fantastic. Yeah.
Jump on other things.
Thank you very much.
Just step on it.
One time. Yeah. One time. Love me one time, I can turn the favor. Can't give my all, cause I'm focused on getting paper. I can give you my loyalty, I'll give you my heart later.